Hi, this is Terry VanNoy in MathPowerLine and Math Class with Terry V video channel on YouTube. Today's lesson, Algebra Word Problems. This is a self-quiz, and what we're going to do is going to take a look at a couple of different mixtures problems. All right, we've come through the introduction and a lot of problem sets, hopefully in this video series, and now we're at self-quiz 1, and there'll be 2 altogether, the second one right after this one. So what I've done in previous videos is talked about how a mixture problem in algebra, where you have to read a word problem and write an equation, could take this form. It could be a unit price type of problem, all right? Or you could have basically a liquid, or sometimes sand, gravel, oil, water, fruit juice, mixtures of nuts or other kind of food. And basically it's kind of a liquid type of situation where you have a percent concentration. Okay, and again, if the 2 problems I'm going to have you try in this video are challenging or you just kind of get stuck, you really should go back and look at those previous videos. So now I want you to go ahead and read numbers 1 and 2, and I'm going to give you some time to work on it, so you want to pause the video and come on back. I'll show you the answer and we'll work it out. All right, number 1, I'm giving you the answer of 27%, and I'm going to work that out. But let's read the question and set up our equation and see what happens. 2 cubic yards of soil containing 45% sand was mixed into 3 cubic yards of soil containing 15% sand. What is the sand content of the mixture? So what we're really doing is adding the actual sand amount in the first bag, which is 45% of 2 cubic yards, to 15% of the 3 yards of sand, to give us an unknown percent mixture of sand out of the total. Now we have 2 and 3 will make a total of 5 cubic yards of sand, right? All right, so we're going to make an equation out of this, which means 0.45 times 2. We're going to add that to 0.15 times 3, and that's going to give us 5x. 0.9 plus 0.45 equals 5x. We are going to subtract, we're going to add these together here, which will give us 1.35 equals 5x. Divide each side by 5, and we will get x equals 0.27, which, as we turn it back into a percentage, of course, gives us 27%. All right, I hope the sequence there made sense. Number 2, the answer is 6 pounds. All right, so how do we get that? Let me scoot this over a little bit. All right, how many pounds of mixed nuts that contain 60% peanuts must Rob add to 14 pounds of peanuts to make a mixture with 88% peanuts? So the amount of actual peanuts in the first bag plus the peanuts in the second bag equals the amount of peanuts in the mixture. Well, in the mixture, we're going to end up here with 88%. 88%. All right, I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. 88% of the unknown total amount of pounds. Well, let's kind of back up a little bit. In the first bag, we have x, 60% of x. We don't know the amount in the first bag, so 60% of x. All right, we're going to add that to 14 pounds of peanuts. Okay, now that's going to be 100% of 14 pounds. Now I could have just written 14, okay, because you're just adding 14 pounds of peanuts, But if we kind of keep the same format, the percent of the amount, the percent of the amount, and the percent of the amount, maybe it'll be easier to kind of understand. But basically, we're going to have 0.60x plus 14 pounds equals, now it's going to be of what? Well, we got 14 pounds plus an unknown number of pounds. All right. So don't worry that we have too many variables going on here. We're going to be able to use the distributive property and figure this out. All right, we're going to take 0.88 times 14, which is going to be 12.32. Okay, make sure you have your decimal point in the right place. Plus, remember it's distributive property, so now it's 0.88x. All right, it looks kind of crazy with all the decimals, but we're going to be just fine. All right, I hope this makes sense. So I'm going to be trying to get the x's on one side and the constant term on the other. So I noticed that I could subtract these 0.60 x's over here and make sure we write it over here. But let's go ahead and get rid of the 12.32 by subtracting on that side and subtracting on the left also. So here's our new equation. 1.68 equals 0.28x. We're going to divide by 0.28 on both sides, and that should get us to our final step. And when we divide that, be careful with your decimal points, you should be able to get 6 pounds. All right, I hope you did all right for that. Thanks for watching. In the next video is Self-Quiz 2. I have 2 more examples to try. Let's see if you really understand the concepts. Thanks a lot for watching.